Well, I'm always in a good mood, don't have a pompous attitude, and I'm rarely ever rude. Won't go to your house and eat all your food, or sit in your favorite chair, throw things everywhere, make fun of your hair. I won't do that because I care about being nice. 'Cause I'm nice, I'm nice, I'm nice. And I'm not afraid to admit it, laugh at a joke even when I don't get it. Remember the names of people I meet, help an old lady across the street. Here, have some money. You can kick me in the shin, and I'll still be wearing a grin. Even though my friends say I'm masochistic, I think they're just being pessimistic. They live their lives in frustration and greed, stepping on others so they can succeed, never thinking about doing a righteous deed. That's the way I used to be, you see, 'cause before I was arrogant, selfish and mean, and I did a lot of terrible things, like making fun of ugly faces, parking in handicapped parking spaces, shooting little birds with a BB gun. I once pushed a total stranger off the sidewalk in oncoming traffic just for fun. I was mean. He was very mean. I was no good. He was no good. I didn't have any friends. No friends at all. Now I have 3 or 4. Probably more like 3. But I changed one day. Thank God he changed. 'Cause I got sick of people looking at me and running away. And ever since then, I've been nice. 'Cause I'm nice, I'm nice. So take my advice, it's nice to be nice. And you can't go wrong if you listen to the guy who wrote this song. That's me, I'm nice, pleasant, thoughtful, kind, considerate. I'm nice. Gosh, thanks for listening. Bob Dylan was the first Bob Dylan, who was billed as the next Woody Guthrie. He traveled this land with pen in hand and wrote about what a mess it was in. Bob Dylan was the first Bob Dylan. Lou Reed was the next Bob Dylan, and he was ready, able, and willing to study the urban landscape with a cynical grin. He wrote about S&M and heroin. Lou Reed was the next Bob Dylan. And the next Bob Dylan is waiting around the corner. And the next Bob Dylan is waiting around the bend. And the next Bob Dylan is a flavor of the week on MTV, singing about hypocrisy. Bruce Springsteen was the next Bob Dylan, a working-class, blue-collar spokesman. Columbia Records found him on the Jersey Shore. Rolling Stones is the future of rock and roll. Bruce Springsteen was the next Bob Dylan. Tom Petty was the next Bob Dylan. A late 1970s Bob Dylan fill in. He could really rock and roll with his Heartbreakers. Now he's got season tickets to the Lakers. Tom Petty was the next Bob Dylan. And I wanna be the next Bob Dylan. Yeah, I'll make my imitation calculated and cheap. I'll sing songs with a raspy attitude voice. and people will think that I'm deep. Let's think about it. Neil Young and Donovan, Billy Bragg, John Wesley Hardin, Jackson Brown. Even the lead singer from Motley Crue has a little Bob Dylan in him. And the Bob Dylan wannabes keep falling from the trees. Greenwich Village still has an overflow, and the critics gather around to find that next Bob Dylan sound. But I want you to remember this before I go. Bob Dylan was the first Bob Dylan, who was billed as the next Woody Guthrie. He traveled this land with pen in hand and wrote about what a mess it was in. Bob Dylan was the first and only Bob Dylan.